What's going on, nation? Today we're going to talk about the top 3 reasons why you're not losing body fat. And these reasons have been derived from my own experience, my interactions with you guys, as well as my interactions with my own clients. And the number 1 reason is your diet. What you put in your body is going to be exactly what you get out of it. And I wanted to talk about diet under 2 subjects. And the first subject is IIFYM, which is something you guys have probably heard of. It's been around for a while now. It's pretty popular. And what that stands for is if it fits your macros. And what this way of thinking is that you can eat anything you want to eat as long as the food fits your macronutrient requirements for the day. And your macronutrients are your protein, carbs, and fat. Now, I agree with this method. Don't get me wrong. On a molecular level, your body doesn't know if it's getting carbs from a cupcake or a sweet potato. But if you take a step back and you really analyze this, you're going to see why it doesn't always work. So I'm going to give you guys 2 examples. Over here, we're going to have a greasy hamburger and a Pop-Tart, okay? And over here, we're going to have a lean cut of salmon and a sweet potato. And just for the sake of this, of the argument here, just for the sake of this example, we're going to say that these 2 plates have the same exact protein, carbs, and fat, okay? So you're getting the same exact thing here that you're getting here. But first, let's analyze this greasy burger and the Pop-Tart. So you have your burger, okay? Probably getting some unwanted fat from the meat, because it's not a lean cut of meat. And you're probably getting some unwanted fat from the grease the burger was cooked in. You're also getting the simple carbs from the bun. And then when you move on to the Pop-Tart, yeah, you might be filling your carbs, macronutrient for the day, but you're also getting artificial flavoring, you're getting food preservatives, and you're also getting food coloring amongst other things that was used to make this item. Now let's go over here to the lean cut of salmon and the sweet potato. You have a nice lean cut of fish, so you're getting a good amount of protein and healthy fats, probably some omega-3 fatty acids, and with the sweet potato, you're getting vitamins and minerals and fiber. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but your body counts on those micronutrients, which are your vitamins and minerals, in order to help with the absorption process of your macronutrients. If you're not feeding your body the right stuff, it can't properly absorb and utilize the macronutrients, micronutrients to run efficiently. And you're not getting that from over here. In my own experience, I have tried IIFYM. And as a 100% natural athlete, eating crap like this, the majority of the time, I started putting on excess body fat. If you guys look at photos of me from about 5 to 6 months ago, you will notice a clear difference in the fat that I was holding in my torso area and my lower back. And I didn't like it, not one bit. I like to be lean, I've always been lean, but I figured, hey, I want to gain weight. I was weighing like 175, I wanted to get up to 180, 182, and I did that. And even at that 175, I was still holding a little bit extra body fat. So anyways, I got up to like 180, 182, and one day I looked in the mirror and I was flexing my abs, which I'm sure you guys do too, just trying to see what I need to improve on. And I was like, you know what? I don't remember ever holding this much body fat. So I told you guys I was gonna start doing lean gains. I changed my meal plan. I started focusing on filling my macros from quality food sources, and I started dropping body fat drastically. And as you guys have seen, if you compare photos side by side, I'm much leaner now, I feel better, and I think I look a lot better. Now, is it okay to do if it fits your macros and eat stuff like this every once in a while? Well, yeah, I do it too. If you're running late or you don't have time to cook, or you just, maybe the day ended and you forgot to eat a meal and it's cold and gross in your cooler, you don't want to eat it, yeah, maybe stop, get some fast food and focus on getting something that's going to help you fill those macros for the day, but don't do it all the time. Because if you do, you're putting things in your body that you don't need. So, like I said, guys, I have yet to meet a 100% natural athlete that has told me I eat whatever I want, and if I'm preparing for a show or if I want to stay lean, I just go to Market Basket and I find all the food that I think looks great. I don't care what it says on the back. All I care about is protein, carbs, and fat, and I throw it in the basket and eat it. I've yet to meet someone who does that, to go on stage and just look lean all year round. So make smart choices. Now, the second point that I want to talk about when it comes to diet is you want to make sure that you're not starving yourself, and you also want to make sure you're not eating empty calorie foods. Whenever you're trying to lose weight, you can't just do a drastic drop in your calories. Your body's gonna go into starvation mode and it's gonna not wanna let anything go. Your body's #1 goal is to not die. With that being said, if you drop your calories, say from 2,000 down to 900, your body's gonna say, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on? Am I lost somewhere? Am I out in the wilderness? Am I in the desert? Why am I eating less food than what I'm used to? And it's gonna start holding on to stuff. And if you want your body to be happy and you want your body to be okay with releasing fat, you need to make sure you're still giving it a steady supply of it. Now the way you do this and the way you trick your body into being able to lose the body fat but also stay strong is you need to make sure you're hitting your macronutrient goals while being in a calorie deficit. Now once again, we use that same example. Say you're eating 2,000 calories a day. A good basic rule of thumb to follow is to eat 250 to 500 calories less a day while still hitting your macro requirements in order to lose weight. Now, if you start drastically cutting calories as well, you might lose weight, but you're gonna be like that skinny fat, where you're skinny, but you're jiggly. You don't wanna have that. You wanna keep your muscles nice and strong, and you wanna lose fat slowly over time so that you can look lean when you lose the weight. Because why do all the work just to be skinny, but to not have any muscle tone? Nobody wants that. Now, as far as empty calories, you guys have all seen this. People eating just salads and rice cakes to basically stay full all day. And they're losing weight, but they're starting to get into that skinny fat phase because they're eating salads and they're eating rice cakes and they're eating all these things that don't even come close to filling their macronutrient goals for the day. You're not ever going to get enough protein in your body from eating salads and rice cakes. You need to make sure you're eating foods that contain the right amounts of protein, carbs, and fats. And now for the ladies out there, I know a lot of you, when you're told high protein diets, you think if you eat a lot of protein, you're going to get like super jacked. And it doesn't work that way. And I'm going to relate to you ladies right now, okay? And I had the same conversation with Erica when I first met her. She ate 30 grams of protein a day. Some days she ate 50, and I praised her for those days, but I was like, sweetie, you need to eat more protein. You're working out way harder than you ever did before, and your body's trying to grow, and you want to make those lean gains, you want to look good. So I'll tell you what, she bumped her protein up to like 150 grams a day, and as she started leaning out, you could start to see abs, you could start to see more cuts in her arms, and she started to look the way she wanted to look, which was lean. Now, women don't possess the hormonal structure to get huge. So if you think you're gonna eat protein and get huge, it's kind of an insult to us dudes because we possess the hormonal structure, we eat a ton of protein, but we don't necessarily always get huge. And we work out pretty hard. I work out very hard, I eat a lot of protein, but I hover around 170, 171 pounds. I'm cool with that. But I'm not gonna turn into the Hulk eating a ton of protein, and neither will you. So, overall, to wrap this #1 subject up, you need to make sure you're eating the right foods, making the right choices, and filling your macronutrient goals daily if you want to lose body fat. The second reason why you might not be losing body fat is because you're not doing the right type of training. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to people trying to lose weight and they're doing muscle gain splits, where they're basically doing 1 to 2 body parts a day and they're only training 4 to 5 days a week. If your goal is to lose body fat, you need to maximize your calorie expenditure for the day. And you're not gonna do that just by training biceps and triceps on one day and then chest on the other and back on the other. Think about it like this. When you go to the gym and you exercise, you're breaking down muscle tissue. So when you leave the gym, your body has to repair that muscle tissue. That process of repairing and rebuilding burns calories. So if you leave the gym on chest day and you go home, body's only repairing here. Obviously other secondary muscles are being involved, but the majority is in your chest. Now if you go to the gym and you do a hardcore circuit, you're doing things like pull-ups and push-ups and dips and squats and jumps and box jumps and all kinds of stuff, and you're utilizing pretty much all the muscles in your body to get a hardcore workout, you're gonna burn way more calories than just going to the gym and hitting chest. And that's why you train differently for different goals. Also, if you're trying to lose weight, it's a really great idea to throw cardio into your routine 3 to 4 days a week. And cardio doesn't have to be going on the treadmill and running as fast as you can and as hard as you can for 20 minutes. You can do it a few different ways. You can do slow, steady state cardio for like 30 to 45 minutes where you're doing a fast-paced walk, or you can do interval training where you're pushing yourself really hard for like a minute, then you're slow jogging for 30 seconds, and then pushing yourself harder again for another minute. There's different types of things that you can do to keep cardio interesting, because we all know it can be a little boring. However, you don't want your cardio to get so boring that you're able to sit there and like read a magazine and basically be able to stand there and read every single word and flip the pages really easy, because you're not pushing yourself. Let's face it, if you're on a treadmill and you're reading a book and you're walking at like 2 miles per hour, you can't expect to get the same results as somebody who's walking at like a 3.5 to a 4 mile per hour pace on the treadmill on a 2% incline. I mean, you guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? So you need to push yourself even when you're doing the cardio, even if it's a slow, steady pace. And if it gets boring, instead of grabbing a magazine, switch it up to like a HIIT cardio section. Because you can do that HIIT cardio for like 10 to 15 minutes and still get a pretty killer workout when that cardio session's over. So to wrap up, the reason number 2, why you're probably not losing body fat in the gym, and you're not losing any weight, is if you're not doing the right type of training, you can't expect to get the results that you're trying to aim for. The third and final reason why you might not be losing body fat is because you're relying on supplements to do the work for you. Now, supplements are only supposed to do what they're intended to do, and that is supplement your already in place meal plan. They're there to help you. They're not the solution. And you're gonna have no idea what to buy or what to take unless you know what your macros are for the day. You can't fill your protein, carbs, and fat with a supplement if you don't know how much you need. For those of you who have ever asked me either on Facebook or in my forums what supplements you should take in order to reach your goal of losing weight, the first thing I respond is I don't give you a list of BSN supplements that I think you should take in order to lose weight. I ask you how many calories you're eating a day, and I ask you how many grams of protein, carbs, and fat you're having a day. And even if you don't know those, I usually work with you to help figure it out. But once you tell me that your body weight is this and you're eating this amount, then I can say, oh, okay, maybe you need just a little bit more protein. So taking a supplement like Synthesis Isolate is going to help you fill your protein because it doesn't have a lot of protein, carbs, and it doesn't have a lot of carbs and fat in it, but the protein's high. Or maybe there's lots of gaps in your protein, carbs, and fat for the day, and you really need to fill those, but you have a hard time eating food because maybe you work long hours and you don't have the time to cook. Then I'll recommend something for you like True Mass, which is a meal replacement supplement, because that's packed with calories, protein, carbs, and fat to help fill that gap. But you can't expect to go in the store and just buy a meal replacement and buy a protein and buy a pre-workout and buy a fat burner and then just take it whenever you want and get the results that you need. And a lot of people ask about fat burners too, and there's a lot of people out there that say fat burners don't work, fat burners do work. At the end of the day, if you want to know if a fat burner works or not for you, you need to first make sure that your meal plan is down like to a T. Because only after eating correctly for a good month are you then going to know if supplementing in a fat burner is going to actually make a difference. Because it's going to give you an edge, not give you the solution. So, all in all, guys, if you want to reach your goals and you're trying to lose weight, you need to count your protein, carbs, and fat for the day, and you need to know how many calories you're eating a day, and you need to track this on a daily, weekly basis, or else you're not going to know if you're eating correctly to reach your goal. And all these things, they go hand in hand. You could be eating perfectly, but doing the wrong workout and not get the results you want. Will you lose weight if you're eating right and maybe doing the muscle gain splits? Yeah, you'll probably lose some weight, but you're not going to get there as fast as someone who's doing the right type of training. If you're doing the right type of training, but you're not eating right, will you lose weight? Yes. Do you run a higher risk of losing more muscle than actual fat? Yes. Can you still get to that goal of losing the fat? Yeah, but it will take you longer. And as far as supplements, they can enhance your training with things like pre-workouts or fat burners and stuff like that. They can enhance your meal plan, but they can only enhance those things if they're already in place. So, for those of you who have questions, as you guys know, I do my best to help you, but half the responsibility is yours. All the information I give you guys, and for those of you who have been with me for the past 4 or 5 years, I always do my best to steer you in the right direction. All the information I give is things that I find out through my own research and talking to other people and just my own hands-on experience. But if you have more questions or you need help with your meal plan or your training, you can join me on my website by clicking the link over here, going to the forum section, because I'll be there and my qualified community will be there to help you reach your goals, because that's what we're all about, getting you to where you want to be and then posting your amazing transformation photos all over the Facebook page. People can be like, oh yeah, looking good, this guy's shredded, this girl looks great, and that's what it's all about. It's about creating a happy environment, a positive, caring place where you can go and reach your goals, and there's no judgments. That's what SHF is all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you an insight on the easiest ways to reach a goal if you're trying to lose fat. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys. If you need help building your meal plan, click the link in the info section below to go to my Building Your Meal Plan article on ScottHermanFitness.com.